Well, good day, tubes. How's she hanging? Pretty gloomy and crappy here today again. Oh well, it's warm-ish in the air, and the ground's cold with all the snow and crap on it, and it's making like fog, as you can kind of see, foggy-ish kind of there. So yeah, but anyways, first of all, I wanted to say thanks to everybody for offering to get me that sharpener and send it to me. I picked Joey. He was kind of the first sort of message that I got, and so thanks Joey for doing that, and he's sending that out to me. I will PayPal him the money whenever he gets the amount to me, and we'll try sharpening some blades hopefully when it gets here. So hopefully it works. Crazy as it is, those blades are going dull, I think way too fast, but I don't know. Never had a good blade, quite as good as the first one I had, so I don't know what's going on, but anyways, thanks Joey. So you can see the dampness in the air. Probably really not a very good day for painting. I might leave that for now. I didn't end up getting out on Saturday to get paint, the right official Kubota paint, so for the trailer, I'm gonna do a test, another little test here. I'm gonna go in the front door too, so I don't let too much moisture, hopefully, into the back, because I don't really want to try to get the trailer too dampish in case I do paint it today. But I don't think it's going to be a good day today for painting because of the dampness. Like, you can hear it dripping on everything. So not a very good day for that. But I am going to do a little test. Oh, it's even really damp on this side too. Holy. So a little test I want to do is I want to paint a little piece. I got to mix up the can first. First of all, I got to find my key. That would help. And open the door. It smells like dry-ish primer in here. Not too bad. It's actually not bad in here, but the problem is I got to open my door to get the trailer up to paint underneath again. I want to, open the door, and it's just too damp. I think if I open it up, it'll be all the dampness will come in, and then it's just not really good for paint to do that. So I just don't want to start up the little lifting machine here to, yeah. So it's either that or I just paint the top and leave the bottom primer. I mean, are you really going to see the bottom? You're going to put a sheet of plywood on it. All you're going to see is like the edge here. That's all you're going to see. So, and that. So maybe even that's what I'll do. I still want to, I think, take the tires off again. Put it up on something. Take the tires off so I can paint all in around kind of thing. Nice, but it doesn't feel too damp in here. I've had the heat on pretty good, so it's kept it pretty nice. But yeah, I mean, really, do I need to flip it up to paint underneath? I don't really think so. That's just being silly. So maybe we'll do that today. But I want to do a little test. I've got this little stick here that I used the other day that we should be good and dryish by now. I don't know if the camera will show it up too well, but I have probably better eyes than the camera, hopefully. And that's pretty darn close, I'm gonna say. That's pretty darn close. I'm trying to find a spot that hasn't been kind of wore off or dirty or something. It is a little darker. Okay. So the test I want to do is, it's going to take a while, so we'll probably have to do something else while we're doing it. But the actual paint that I used, that one feels like it's still full. That one's got some of it. Okay, that'd be better. That is the Case Red. Now, if I spray it on here, it'll probably all orange peel and go weird, so I'm going to have to probably find another victim to spray onto. And we'll give her some, you know, coat thicknesses, and we'll see if there's a difference. I could even maybe just clean up this guy here and give him some paint, and then we'll see if there's any difference between the two. I think they're pretty darn close, but it'd be nice to, well, you know what, I could clean off the other side of the stick and maybe spray that. That might work. Maybe we'll do that. Okay, let's get set up here. Alright, we're just going to give her a couple of light coats here, and I'll put a few on as we're going through today. I just want to compare the two colors against the machine and see which one looks better. Probably going to be close either way. Couple light coats to start, and I'll keep adding her until she looks like paint. You know what I mean? Like it's been painted. I just don't want to load her on because then it wouldn't look right. So we'll do it as official as we can, anyways. Well, while we're waiting for that to cure, I guess we'll call it, as I spray it, I've got something kind of interesting here. We're going to do maybe a little dissection video today as well, if I can. This is the first official impact gun that I ever bought. It's from Coleman. Don't ask me why. Coleman, like, you know, the lantern people and stove people. I think this was just like a Walmart special, but this thing, oh, that was got to be over 20 years ago now. But anyways, I don't use it anymore. I don't remember now if something went wrong with it or what happened, but it come with the little ratchet, air ratchet too, and of course that's, you know, I don't hardly ever use this thing very much, but it works for smallish kind of stuff. Whoops, yeah, it does. Yeah, turn it that way, but that I just kind of kept in my drawer. Where this, I just kind of never really sort of used it a whole lot. Like you can see, I must have used it for some vehicle stuff at one time, because that's a 3/4. That's a 13/16. Those are pretty common wheel lug sizes. Getting into a little bigger 7/8 I never really used a whole lot, and then these ones are still like shiny 15/16 and probably 1 inch. Yeah, 1 inch. I never used them at all. I never got that big, so into that kind of stuff. So. But yeah, I don't know, I can't remember now if it probably still would work, but I got a pretty good Ingersoll Rand one now. Yeah, sounds like it still would work. You're not supposed to do this, I know, but yeah, it's pretty good actually. But I can't remember why I got my other one. There was something maybe wrong with this, and I can't remember what it was now. But I want to do a little dissection on it, you know, just to have a look-see inside and see. I've never really kind of seen how these things actually work, and I don't know, maybe you guys would be interested to look inside them too. So it looks like I got to first of all, everything's sealed except it's like one whole body, except back here. We got to take this back cover off, I guess, and I don't know what's in there, but I guess we'll find out. Let's grab some Allen keys. All right, which Allen key? Oh, that's too small. That's too big. It's one thing I don't have is a good organization of my Allen keys. I understand that, but you get a kit and then somehow they ended up going other places and they never got put back or something. I usually get them in those little sleeves, and then you ended up not putting them back in the sleeve, and off you go. So I ended up with just a box of them, and some of them, a lot of them actually I inherited too. I've got a really huge one somewhere down underneath my bench here. I can't remember where, but it's freaking massive. Unless maybe I got rid of it. I can't remember. But anyways, nope. I don't know. Geez, I might not have one. There's got to be something in here somewhere. Holy. Nope, nope. I should just get, like, I had a set of these that were actually in a stand, but they, I don't know what happened. The stand got lost or it got squashed or something. I can't really remember now. Ooh, that one might be close. No! But, oh, this one might be close. It's pretty good. Okay, let's see. I guess you guys are in a fairly goodish spot there. So let's pop this back cover off. And I think I had this one originally, if I remember this right. I had this one originally because it comes as a kit there in the box, which is pretty sweet. And then I don't know if this one didn't just have enough torque. I don't really know what the specs are on this one. I almost think we should go put this in the vise. Maybe I'm gonna do that. Yeah. So yeah, I don't know if this one didn't have enough torque, but then I got a couple of them from Princess Auto and they lasted like 2 weeks, and then something went wrong with them. I just took them back. You would there's something in the valves or whatever. Their impacts are junk there, that's for sure. But let's go put this in the vise. It might be a little better, a little brighter too. There, that's maybe a little more better. It's about as best as I can get yous. Right over top there, pretty much. So, I have no idea what's in behind here. There must be some kind of rotary thing or something. Like the air comes up the handle and it must spin some kind of mechanism-y thing in there. I don't really know. Like I said, I never had one apart, so my guess is as good as yours. Don't know if this is gonna spring apart on me when I relieve all this, but hopefully not. Seems okay. So we'll just pull those out. Imagine they're all the same length. Lay them down as one where they came out. Ooh. So you're supposed to oil your tools a lot too. We'll see. Ooh. Well, that's cool. It's like a bearing back here. Some kind of quite a papery gasket in here, and looks like there's oil stuff that comes in and through and around or something. Lubricate this bearing up back here. It's pretty greasy, so I guess that's a good thing. Oh, geez. So there's the cap. What's underneath there? Looks like just spirals around the lube. So there's some kind of rotary thing here. So that's kind of cool. This is your forward and reverse button here. Now I wonder what would happen if I put air to it now and tried to boom. It seems like it's not engaging now. Let's see if we can get some air onto that just to see. See what happens. What happened? What happened? This might be a totally bad idea, maybe. I don't know. Okay. Give her a squeeze on the trigger. Okay, so that's just a valve basically. So with this cover on, I'm guessing it pushes air against these these little reed thingies here. Let's see if we can get you in a bit closer here. These little reed thingies, maybe they must flare out or something when it starts to spin and it captures the air that way. Because right now it's not going to do anything. Oh, geez, there's a lot of air coming out though. Air coming out of this valve there, so with the cover on, it should shoot down. Oh, sorry. With the cover on, it should be shooting in this direction, out and around, out this side. So I guess it channels the air and pushes against these little veins. That's pretty cool. Still too much air leaking out there. Plus I'm missing half the cap. Oh, see there, it pushed the little vein out. See how it's pushed this guy out here. So when you're engaging it, if we put this back on maybe, I probably still can't hold enough down pressure onto it. Yeah, still too much leaking. So there's a tremendous amount that needs to pressure that needs to come down there. So I presume that's how it happens. It starts to blow those little veins out and they kind of get pushed out against the inside of that little cylinder thing. Then when they come back around, let's see if we can get this to turn. So this one you can see is out, so that would be getting pushed. And it comes back around and it gets shoved back in. And it comes back out and it gets pushed back out again. And then back in. So that's pretty cool. Let's see if we can kind of, let's see here. Need like a pick or something here. So if this thing's spinning, it'd be getting air. And that one would be out. And that one would come out. Now this one's coming back in. You know, with the pressure it'd be a tremendous amount more, I'm sure. That's pretty cool, and I guess a little bit of centrifugal force too would spin those out. I don't think I can spin her good enough there, so that's kind of cool. So, oop, that whole thing comes out. Oh, she's a little rusty down in there, I'd say. That's why they say to keep lots of oil to her. Maybe that's what happened. So down inside here, so on the end of this there's like a splined drive, male, and then down there there's a female splined. Geez, I might actually be able to take this right apart, put her back together without wrecking her. So I guess this is the hammer. Oh boy, now there's lots of parts coming out. It's like the cylinder barrel there. So I guess if those little fins get wore out, you know, that's not very clean in there. If they get wore out, they would, and you'd lose performance, I'm sure, on your gun. I think this is all going to fall apart on me. So there's the something to direct air, I guess. And the other side is a bearing. So that's kind of cool. Try to keep this stuff kind of all. That's actually pretty grimy in there. Maybe that's all that happened to it. It just needs cleaned out. Let's look at this in here. It's really gross in there. So I'm trying to get this thing out, but I'm out of finger. And this, I think, is our hammer mechanism. I have no idea how it works. So there's the thing that actually attaches to your socket. So that's kind of cool. It locks, and then I guess this thing spins somehow in there and creates that hammering action. That's pretty sweet. It's greasy, but it's not super dirty down in here. So if that spins, this thing spins too, I guess, does it? Or I don't know. Something spins, but that's like your, I think that's your hammer thing there. And then if you change directions, it spins, must spin the other way. Must be something to do with the rotation of everything, I guess. That's pretty sweet. So it's pretty grimy down in here, but it's really not terribly bad. I could probably just clean this all out and reuse it again, but I've got a better gun now too, and I've honestly had it for, well, I had the box here somewhere, but I think I've now thrown it out. I'm pretty sure I've thrown it out, but it was about a $450 tool when I bought it, but it's been a good one though. Ingersoll Rand. So yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna bother really putting this all back together or not, but it's kind of a cool thing to look at anyways. Ooh, wrong way. Yeah, but my Ingersoll, I don't think I've oiled it at all. This is new. It's kind of probably not a good thing, but smells like old grease anyways. Ugh. But I think too with these things, if you over oil them, it's even worse than under oiled kind of thing. It's actually pretty clean in there now. I'll yeah, maybe see if we can get her back together. It's a little grimy still here and there. I could probably spray some brake cleaner down in there, but I'm not going to get super fussy. If this was my only tool, then I probably would have, but so that's kind of sweet. This seems like it's all pretty good. Like it's not really rusty, so I think we'll just drive on with it again. Whoops. I'm sure if I poured some oil down it through, it would be fine. Now, now which one went where? Pretty sure that was in next. That's a bearing. I think it's gonna be one of them things where it's got to fit bang on perfect, probably. Uh-oh. Now I might be in trouble. Uh-oh. Got her wedged. I got her wedged. Crap, I don't know if this went a specific way, too. Maybe that's why I'm having problems. I just can't remember which way it went now. Like I say, not like it really matters, but that'll work. Oh, jeez. Oh, now she's junk. Might be. Holy jumping. Just wild, eh? Just wild. Oh crap, now this thing's falling apart on me. Oh jeez. Oh jeez. pin fell out. Now my coggly thing's down here and falling apart too. Having a rough time with her holy crap freaking fingers of butter stuff. I don't remember which way this was because I never really looked at it, but I think that might be right. Where'd my little hammer doobie go? Oh, I gotta put that in first. Oops. Holy jumping, this is so embarrassing. No. Okay, I'm lost. I've lost her, boys. I think I've screwed her up big time here now. Should have paid more attention, I guess. Well, that's got to go through there. I'm sure that was inside there somehow. You guys are probably laughing at me because you're like, oh, you're putting that in the wrong way. Yeah, I probably am. But you know what? I got a new one. Better one. And it doesn't really matter so much. I really don't care. So buttons. Okay, got some specs here. So BPM I think is beats per minute. Like bop 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 bop. I think that's what that means. 1220. Free spin RPM, so the full at your pressure is 8,500 RPM. Minimum hose size is 3/8 of an inch. Air inlet 1/4 inch. That's the where the air goes in here. It's 1/4 inch. I'm actually good there and good there. Impact sound level decibels is 98. That's pretty loud. Nut busting torque, foot-pounds. This is kind of neat. Nut busting torque, foot-pounds is 1,830 foot-pounds. That's a lot of freaking, whoo. And that's only, I guess, rated at 90 psi too at your air. So that's pretty insane. Maximum torque foot-pounds is 1,200 and no, sorry, hang on, I read that wrong. Nut busting torque foot-pounds is 1,350. Sorry, I read that wrong. So 1,350. And it's 1,830 Newton meters if you do that. I'm the foot-pound kind of guy, so I'm just going to read foot-pounds. So maximum torque foot-pounds is 930. Newton meter is 1260. I don't freaking even know what a Newton meter is. So drive size type is 1/2 inch and weight is 4.6 pounds. So it's not very super heavy. But yeah, that's I got that. Boy, I've had that at least 10 years. And you know what? I had a box for it, and I think I threw it out. Yeah, I don't think I kept the box, but I should have, I guess. But I didn't. I think I probably threw it in my cleaning rages. But anyway, so yeah, this thing was pretty grimy and rusty, so that's probably why it failed. Or pretty sure I oiled it, but this one I've never oiled. So, but sometimes they say it's worse to give it more oil. So I don't know. It doesn't say anywhere on here oil. You know, on the bottom thing it usually says oil. This one doesn't, so drive on. Well, maybe while we're talking air tools, let's have a look at my collection of air tools. Just the basic kind of stuff. You've already seen that guy. Got a drill. Don't generally use it a whole lot because with the frickin' cord or the hose and stuff, it kind of sucked trying to maneuver around with that. So I generally just use my little for any drilling stuff, my little rigid guy up here, which I'll probably use maybe as well when we attach the plywood to that big trailer out there for drilling the holes and stuff. But we'll give everything a little run here. That's kind of cool. It's like a keyless chuck, so it's pretty handy that way. Good little drill, power fist though. It's nothing really super exciting. This guy I got, and it's like a diangly kind of grindery thing that you could put little pads and stuff onto, but I never did get the right pads for it, so I don't think I've even actually used this thing. It doesn't even have a connector dewey to it, so I don't know in my drawer here if I've got just a stray connector or not. Hang on, let me look here. Alright, this will probably leak like crazy because of the, there's no thread stuff on it. Sounds pretty cool, but I've never, like I said, never used it. That's the first bunch of oil that puked out of there at the back, so that's kind of cool. So now you've probably seen me use this next one a little bit. It's basically the same idea as this guy, but it turns the other way instead of, you know, that way. So a little cutting wheel on it. Looks like she's had a bit of a boost. I do have new ones. Those are the new cutting wheels for it. Little wee guys. They're 1/8 inch, 3 by 1/8 by 3/8 hole in the center. I do have skinnier ones too. I've got these guys that are quite a bit thinner for cutting, and they're a 1/16. So tiny. But it works pretty good. Another power fist. Haven't oiled that one ever either, and it's still going. So this was one of my first air hammers I got. It's been used quite a bit. The spring's kind of screwed on it and stuff. Probably still works. It still works pretty good, but I've got another one of these now. I'll show you in a minute. And I can't remember why I replaced this one. That's something else we should try to pull apart too. I think these things just unscrew. Let's put that over here. Pull that apart maybe after. And this is a pretty handy little tool. It's like another little die grindery thing, sort of like this guy. But it's got the quality thingy in here that you can put a burr tool on like this. This burr tool is actually getting pretty tired. You can see those teeth are getting pretty bad on there. It still works, but I've got a brand new one here too. Show you that. So these are brand new guys. I got two different sizes. I got another one like I got here, but then I got a real small one because the odd time if you're in a little tiny hole, you can't get this one into to clean it out or whatever. So I got a little wee tiny guy here too. He's whatever that is, number. But it's the same shaft diameter as this guy, so it'll fit in there, but it's a lot smaller. And there's what they're supposed to look like new. Never used this one yet. Nice and sharp. Those are mostly sharp. And that just eats metal like you wouldn't believe. These things, they're awesome. And yeah, they do wear out, but that's, you know, I'm still running on this guy, and I was into the big nut and bolt place uptown here. That's where I get these from, and he had some more back in stock. I'm like, oh, I'm getting those now because he doesn't get them too often. So, but yeah, there we go. So they're about 53 bucks for this one. That one was about 26, I think. So they're not cheap. But if you happen to not hog a hole out right, she works pretty good. And this is another Power Fist. But you know, this stuff seems okay, but their impact guns are garbage. You can turn the speed down on there too. I usually just leave it cranked, but this thing you absolutely definitely want to wear glasses with, or one of those big shields, because there's like chunks of metal flying all over when this thing's working. It's awesome. So this guy you've already seen. And this guy you've seen lots. The big grease gun, air-powered grease gun. And then I've got one of these two for filling tires, so works pretty sweet. And then this is the other air hammer I got. John Deere. I don't know if it's a really good quality one. You know, John Deere puts a sticker on it. I guess they'd say it's probably good quality, but with them it's kind of hard to tell. Sometimes it's good stuff, other times it's not. So, but it comes just as you see it, just like that. I don't know if there was something missing on these or what, or this thing here looks like it was an oiler. I never got it, so I don't know. But yeah, it works pretty good. It's in a nice case too, which I like. So okay, I got actually I've got another one of these somewhere too. I don't think this was my very first one. I think in my cupboard out in the other garage I do have another one of these, but anyways, it's not a big deal. We'll I don't know how these come apart, but I don't think that there's anything major with them. I don't know if I just put them in here and maybe this thing just turns off. Oh, it does too, look at that. And one of these I'd never had apart either, but there's no bolts, so I figured it must screw together. And again, I don't know how the mechanism works in one of these. And it might not get back together right. So that looks like your valve thingy in there. It's kind of dirty too. And here's the mechanism. How the heck did these... I wonder if this has got like the same kind of principle as like a steam engine, where it puts the air to one side, pushes the valve, and then it... That's how the steam engines work. I know them. They have a valve up here and a valve down here, and the piston's in the middle. Pushes air here, which pushes it back, and then it closes off, and then pushes steam the next way. And maybe it doesn't. I don't know. Well, there's your beater. Oh, that must be one that had a heck of a hard hunk of steel. So there is air here. It's on an angle, which ends up about down here somewhere. And there's air that goes, it's hard to see in there. There's air that looks like it, I don't know, it's weird. If that bottoms out, it goes to about there, but, huh, I don't know what seals it in though, it's kind of cool. That went on. Now I forgot again. Holy crap. There, like that. So that must be some kind of valve system in this thing too. Lets the air go one way and then it closes it off when this thing's traveling down. to the front. Or this thing pulses the air into it somehow. That's pretty sweet. Let's see what happens if we hook up air to this thing now without anything in it. It's an air gun. So that's kind of cool. Huh. It's almost like this thing kind of moves too in there, but it doesn't look like it's got any like wear to it, so I think it's all on this system here. It's kind of hard to show you, but there's a bunch of holes, stuff drilled down there, and these holes here, I think the air goes down through and then to the outsides, and then wow, it's because it exits out the front here, I believe. Now, just for fun, put that guy back in, put this back in without that other piece, see what happens. And it'll probably go shh. It's going in a lot further. Okay, let's see what happens. Yeah, just push her down and that was it. So that little valvey thing has something to do with it, I guess. That's pretty sweet. So we'll put this guy back in and put her back together. You can almost kind of see it down there if I can get it positioned right. Maybe, hang on, I'll turn this way down if I can. It's hard to sort of show you down inside of there. Trying to get it to go slow. I think that's what it's doing. It kind of sounds like that, you know, when you think about it. It's air one side, air the other side, air one inside. So it's like when that little thing goes down, it blocks the air from the one side. Then it's getting shoved down, then it starts to block the air on the other side, and it pushes it back and forth like that. That's pretty sweet. So when you add that thing into it, which this would give us a little simulation maybe. It's like machine gun. That's pretty sweet though. I've never really seen how one of those work either, but I've got another one of these now, and I think this one was getting pretty crappy too, but you know, there's not a whole lot to them. But once again, I think if you're a little piston-y guy in here and this little valve maybe didn't have enough oil to it, it probably would, that would wear through there and you'd have air leaking past, right? She's pretty smooth inside and it's not very oily, so but if you put too much oil into that, I don't know, that might have a problem too, so that air is coming up with things like this. So that air is coming up and it's just basically channeling through these two holes here, which I guess push down the center or something, or and that comes up. See, that thing almost looks like it comes right back. It's like a little bullet. 50 cal maybe? I don't know. That's kind of sweet though. Yeah, I don't know. Anyways, like I say, I've got another one of these, and they make these different lengths too, so you can have a longer longer or shorter. Something's not right here. You have longer or shorter of those things, and I think the John Deere one, I think it's a little bit longer. I've seen some that are really long, like they're almost, you know, 6 inches long, where this is, once it's screwed together, it's just a pretty shorty guy, you know. So that's that one, and this is the, yeah, the Deere one's quite a bit longer. If you compare them, here we've got, even the body itself is a lot longer on this one. This one says 3,500 maximum beats per minute. It's a pretty good one, that one. We didn't, did we hook it onto the air? I can't remember now. Uh-oh. Oh, I got this one turned right down. Ooh, way down. I'm using this for in the back there. Uh-oh. There we go. Uh-oh. Maybe I have to put that other one back together. Oh, you know what? I bet you my air's too low. Hang on. Oh, no, I know what's wrong. You're probably not supposed to run them like that. I've got you're not really supposed to, I don't think, run them without the attachment in there. So we'll just screw this guy on, and then it should work fine. But you get tight all of a sudden. Okay. Yeah, see, it needs that push back, right? To push that piston back. Machine gun. Oh, geez. I ain't never seen that before. That was scary. I don't have it screwed on enough. Yeah, it's tool safety, eh? But for some reason it doesn't want to screw on anymore. I don't know why. I wonder if this isn't the actual right one for this one. The little spring returner thing. It seems to go on and then it stops. Issues with it before. There we go. Oh, that's better. See, when this thing fires, it hits that spring and then poof, fires it back in real good, right? So you need that. If you can catch her here. Oh, geez, it's even pulling off again on me. Holy, what kind of tool is this? Scary tool. Oh well, John Deere. I don't know, it's supposed to be good. So that's had quite a few coats of paint to her now. I guess we'll let her sit, and I'll go maybe grab a bite to eat for lunch, and we'll come back and do a comparison. Kind of hard to show you. I guess that's about as best as I can do for you on that. And yeah, we'll do a comparison from the Alice Chalmers on the orange and this Case Red on the top. We'll put it to the machine there and see what we think is the best. And I guess if they're not really close, even though this Case Red was really close, like really close to the Kubota orange, we'll have to figure out something. I really don't want to have to spray this trailer though, really. So when I installed the adapter here for the thumb, it's kind of dirty now, but it she matched up pretty darn good. I gave her, you know, I taped it right off here at the weld and sprayed her, and you can't tell, you know, once she gets a bit dirty too, it's going to be even better. So but pretty darn close to either one, I think. But we'll let that harden up. I'll go grab a bite to eat, and we'll see how the color is looking when we come back. Alright, I got this thing drying here in a bit of warm. It's coming pretty good now. It's still a little bit tacky. I probably should take her off out of the heat now and just let her kind of cool off, and it'll probably be fine. Let her hang. And I'll give her a check in a minute here. Alright, it's still a little tacky, but like it's still sticking to things, but I should be able to get a color idea off of this. You'd want to let her sit overnight probably, but that's pretty good. So I put some tape around here. So the new case red, or what it's called, is on the top, and the Alice Chalmers, you can't even tell the difference. I'd say that looks pretty much identical. Now I don't know if you guys can see any difference on here between these two. Case red, Alice Chalmers. Looks pretty darn identical to me. Let's go hold it up to the machine. Oh, no, wrong machine. Way off. I think the Alice is maybe just a hair bit darker, but I think it'll work just fine. I think we're gonna brush her on. It's pretty much, I think the Alice is almost closer. I don't know. I'm gonna do it, Alice. What the heck? Yeah, my eye's not that good to catch any real difference in those. There might be a little more orange, a little more creamy colored, but this isn't fully cured either. So I'll let this thing sit a longer. But I think I'm gonna go and start slathering some Alice to it. Okay, I didn't even clean this out from the other day. Sometimes if you let this stuff like cure up for a while, it'll actually peel out of the plastic tray again. This stuff may not, but that's alright. It's not gonna really make a difference. I don't think the trailer's gonna care a bit. So I've got one of these small half-size rollers. I think this is like a 4-inch or something like that. It's not a really high, which you can call it, fluffy one. I've got another one here too. What I normally do is, you can buy the refills. I just buy one of these. This one's actually a bit fluffier. I just buy one of those and cut, not quite in half. This one's got a little dirty. I did it on my table, so oops. I shouldn't have, but I don't think it'll matter. So you lose like this much of the roller, and I could buy a pack of 3 of them fairly cheap. So I don't imagine that'll make a problem. It'll get covered in paint anyway. So we should be good and stirred still from the other day, but we'll just give her a little bit of shaking. Get our where did it go here? Our opener. And I honestly think I'm just going to paint the top and the sides, whatever I can reach the way it sits. I think that should be lots. If I really get crazy, maybe I'll go underneath and, but I don't really want to have to tip her back up in the air and stuff just to, get the underneath. It's got lots of primer on it. I think it should be fine. It's not a good job though, I sure understand that, but you know what, it really doesn't matter under there. All you're going to see is like the sides of the trailer and then the tongue stuff, and that's really about it. So I'll kind of get under where I can and stuff, and do like but I'm not going to flip it up and do right underneath, like a perfect good underneath job, because it's not going to be on the road. It's not going to kick up stones and crap. So okay, let's pour this in here. Might as well put a fair bit in there because she's going to take a bit. And I'll let that sit there and it'll drip back in. Sweet. Okay, I got the wheels off, axles, everything, or the hubs, sorry, all off, everything's off, so should be good. Oh, one thing I just noticed though, it doesn't matter, but if you were a little OCD, when I put those axles in, I didn't line up those mounts real squarish. If you were a little bit OCD, it would probably bother you, but to me, when the tire's on, you're not going to see it anyways, it'll be fine. But if you want to see what I mean, these things here, I didn't kind of straighten them up to, the trailer frame. Oh, it's alright, should be alright. I wasn't really too concerned about them, but I think those are for mounting on brakes. if you needed to. Now brake system. So I guess we'll do like a quick time, fast time video of this, and make her go from gray to orange, hopefully. So here we go. Well, there we go. I guess we got orange on pretty much everything. Should be all right. Like I say, there's what's going to really be exposed. Oh, I see a lot of drips I got there. I got to fix that before she dries. What's going to really be exposed? Like the tires are going to cover most of that. The plywood's going to cover this. The sides. All you're going to see is like the top rails, the side rails, and the back, and then the sides. That's it. That's all you're going to see. So once we get a big chunk of plywood on there, that'll cover it right up, you know, and then on the inside you won't see any of that. So I think that should be good. It really smells painty in here now. I kind of want to get out of here. So I'm going to just fix those drips, and I guess we'll head her out. There's a little more better, just along the top edge. There was dripping a bit. So you just kind of mush them down again, and away we go. So I got some of the underneath. I don't know, probably not tremendous. Yeah, I missed a lot. But I don't think that's going to make a huge difference there. If someday, you know, when I get ambitious, I could just pick her up by the tongue, and then I'll get under there with, you know, a brush or something. I got about a quarter of a can left. Used a lot less primer on this than I used orange. I think I was a little over, well, half a can maybe of primer. Darn, I see another spot I missed. Half a can of primer, and only you know, almost a whole can of orange. Not quite a whole can, but the heck with it. That's good. It's going to be all covered anyways. So it's very fumy painty in here. I'm going to get out of here because woo-wee, I'm getting high. We'll say, woo, mama, I'm getting high. Check this out before we go. I got this like bomby looking thing set up here with my my batteries, just doing a full juice charge kind of thing, and it seemed to work. She's got her back up to 100, so I'll maybe leave her on overnight. It might do a bit of trickling to it too. I don't know. Actually, if I take this off and it freaks out, what the heck? I put this back on. Probably start doing a testy charge again. I only put it on, I'll hook them up, put them on for, yeah, it's just going to do its thing. Put them on, and they were only on about 20 minutes, so they're pretty good. But I just used some black, oh, I don't know what gauge it is, this stuff here. 14 gauge. Probably not thick enough, but, you know, pretty good. And just ran from, you know, negative to negative to negative, positive, 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 and it just kind of jump charges all of them. So figured I might as well do it that way. So yeah, it's gonna do its thing, but I think she's good. So yeah. So anyways, that's it for me today. When we come down next, we will have to put some plywood on. I have to go get plywood yet. I will leave that heat on. I have a special grease gun for, gotta turn my air compressor off, for greasing bearings and stuff. Like when I did my big travel trailer there, I got the special red grease stuff for it. And so I got a special one of these dedicated just for that. So I'll have to bring it down. And could, I guess, go get plywood today, but I really don't want to. I'll wait till that thing dries up a bit, I guess. But that'll be our next step. Actually, that's something I gotta think about. I think I'm just gonna use self-tapping screws. Hopefully that'll be enough for drilling into the 1/4-inch steel. Be a good test for them. Self-tappers really aren't the greatest for that, but I don't really want to run a nut and bolt all the way through everything there. I've got some self-tappers here, and they're big fellers. They're probably way longer than I need. See, it's got a little driller thing on the bottom that drills and it sucks the screw in. These are 1/4 inch. What are they? 14, diameter 14, length 2 inch, 100 of them in there. I don't think that's going to be enough, so I'll maybe keep it in my pocket for a sample. How many's left in there, I wonder? There's got to be a few in here. I'll maybe pick up another box. See, no drill, it drills itself. Sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. I actually use those. Actually, what did I use those for? I use self-tappers on this lowering device trailer, but they're not quite as big. They're quite a bit smaller. Oh no, maybe that was them. Sometimes they'll drill through, and then if you happen to hit like where the weld joint is, it's kind of hard on them. But you could pre-drill them and then just drive this in. Which, I might even do that, I don't know. Save a lot of screwing around if you just pre-drill them. Drill right through, zing, 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 with your, I guess that's a 1/4 inch. Looks kind of big, but, or small, sorry, for a 1/4 inch, but we'll figure that out when we get to her. Not a big deal right now. So, anywho, I guess I'll head her out. Ooh, just about killed myself there. And get out of these paint fumes. Whew, she's painty and ooh-wee. Too much paint. It's better than spray paint, though, I must say. Speaking of spray paint, I had this door open the other day here. I better get her closed again. Keep the heat in. Where'd I put my bolts now? Oh, works good. It's a nice tight fit still, so I was kind of wondering, oh crap, I bet you the rubber stuff in here will end up getting flattened and it'll be leaking like crazy. So far so good. So that's supposed to be that rigidy foam that doesn't compress and doesn't stay compressed. Can't remember a special name for it now. But yeah, it's supposed to be, so should be good. But anywho, I'm going to probably not do much of a video tomorrow because I got nothing really to do for video except plywood. But I guess, depending on how the day is, maybe we could get the plywood and cut the sides. Get the saw out and mark it and cut the sides. I don't think it's going to be dry enough tomorrow to put the plywood on, although I guess it doesn't really matter because this is going to get swamaged anyways. So we'll see how she's holding up tomorrow. I left a bit of heat on in there, so it should be hopefully dryish. And we'll grab a 3/4 ply, and I think I better put 3/4 on the deck at least. It's a bit thick, but I think that'll work. And then I'm thinking just 1/2 inch sides. 1/2 inch plywood should be lots for the sides. So yeah. But anywho, that's it for today. Thanks again for painting with me. That was fun. I got a little painty, but I got it mostly all off. And brake cleaner works good. Just give it a quick wipe and off she comes. So, and then thanks again, Joey, for getting that saw sharpener for me. And of course, let me know how much everything come to, and I will PayPal you the green, or the electronic green. You know what I mean? So, anyways, yeah, thanks again for watching. Have a good day, and we will catch you probably tomorrow. I just don't know yet. I'll have to wait and see. But we have to get some plywood anyways. Sheet of 3/4, sheet of 1/2 inch should be lots. Sheet of 1/2 inch gets cut in 3 lengthwise, and that'll be our sides. And yeah, I might need shorter self-tappers for the sides. I do have shorter, but I don't think they're long enough. Just thinking as I'm thinking here. I've got some 1 inch here. I don't think they'll be enough. Go through a 1/2 inch sheet of plywood. Go into the steel. That might be enough for holding the sides. I would have to drive one and see, but I definitely got enough there for that. So yeah, anyways, thanks again for watching, and we'll catch you in the next day or so, probably a couple of days for plywood and that thing, and then I think it should be done. And we got to find somewhere to put it, because it's a pretty big trailer. What will be sweet though is I think it should be low enough that I should be able to put the Mini X on it and leave it parked in here. I think. I think it should clear that. It wouldn't on this other trailer, but it might on that. So, anything else? I think so. No, I think that's it. Can't think of anything else anyways. So have a good night again. Thanks again, Joey, for doing that for me. And of course, let me know the amount and I will PayPal that to you. And we will catch you all later and have a good night and see you for plywood.